Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about the essence of Cancer. I've already done 2 videos like this on Gemini and Libra. If you're interested in that, I will link them somewhere where you can find them. So today we're going to discuss what Cancer symbolizes in life from a broader perspective. And I'm going to incorporate some things that can be seen in life and in psychology that support what I think the essence of Cancer actually is. So the essence of Cancer is that they are the root of astrology. And when you look at life cycles, like think of a plant life cycle. A seed is planted. Now I would say that the seed and the earth itself would be Taurus. That can be for a whole other video. But once the seed sprouts, it sprouts roots that attach to the earth, and this is how they get water and nutrients to grow and develop into a full plant. That's what Cancers do for us in our chart. And they represent this root because we have to look at what Cancer is associated with. Cancer is associated with the moon, the 4th house, and the crab. Now, all of these things have their own symbology to them. The 4th house is the root because it is connected to our mother, same as the moon. So the 4th house in our chart shows us our root, and it begins in another life cycle, which is the life cycle of a human, like a fetus, a baby. As soon as the egg attaches to the uterus, the root starts to form, because that is kind of like representative of a seed sprouting. And when we get these roots, they create the 4th house. The 4th house is the bottom of your chart. So if you think of the bottom, it keeps going down really, really deep. And it's internal, it's in you. It goes back far into you. And it's a water sign, so it's a water house. So it goes back far into your emotions and your psyche. And because it goes back, it represents the past and our past. So it contains, the 4th house contains all of your past memories. All of the past memories that were also inherited by you while you were in the womb. Because it contains your heritage, your family lineage. It keeps going and going and going. It's like your bloodline. It seeps through every single person that is in your bloodline, in your family. So you soak up your mother's energy when you're in the womb, creating your own root connected to hers. And this establishes that 4th house that is holding up the entire chart. And it has things underneath it. It has other things that it's deriving its energy from, that is supporting everything above it. So that's one way that you could look at how Cancer is the root. Looking at the symbol of the crab, I mean, crabs have a shell. So they stay in their shell. They grow in their shell. Eventually they outgrow it and they move on to another shell. That is what roots do. They grow in the dark, underground, soaking up things, and then they come alive. That's what Cancer is. Cancer symbolizes that root. The psychological theory that also could support this was written by Alfred Adler. If you don't know who he was part of the psychodynamic paradigm in psychology, which was like with Freud and Carl Jung. He differed from Freud in the sense where he put more emphasis on social and cultural contexts that influence a person's behavior or their issues, their psychological issues. So he came up with the term of a family constellation, which includes your parents, your siblings, and others that were living in your home. Life tasks, which this is another term created by him. Life tasks are basically life tasks that every human has: building friendships, establishing intimacy, and contributing to society. And the family constellation also included early recollections. He said that the family of the individual has the greatest impact on an individual's personality. This is supported in astrology. He said through a family's constellation, each person forms a unique view of themselves and others in life. In his theory, we create our perceptions of ourselves and others in life based on the dynamics within our family. Well, this could be culture and family values, even gender role expectations, and our observations of the relationships within each family member. And the way that we evaluate them, like what we conclude based on our observations of these relationship dynamics within the family context, that plays a huge role in our family. And I mean, we already know this where we are today, but Adler was so big because at this time in his career, everybody was so into Freud and Freud's stuff that he was doing, and he was more about the unconscious and stuff like that. So it was just it set him apart from what the contemporary psychological minds were thinking back then. And the family constellation also contains early recollections, and Adler said that early recollections are stories that create how we view ourselves. These are typically one-time occurrences that usually happened before we turn 10 in our life, but we can remember them vividly in full detail. And they're like little pieces of a larger puzzle of our perception of ourselves and of others and of life. We select these memories because they are a reflection of what we believe about ourselves and our behavior and our present and our future. So Adler's theory of the family constellation and the impact that the family has on a person's personality can be seen in astrology by the way that we inherit our moon sign through our mother. But we don't just get it from our mother, we get it again from the roots of our entire heritage and bloodline, everything that is like passed down through generations and generations and generations. If you believe in past lives, I mean, this could even be it too. Everything that is just like soaked through this like collective heritage of stuff, for lack of a better word. It creates our moon sign and what our moon sign is. The moon sign, since Cancer is the root and it creates the fourth house of our own personal root, our moon sign is also a piece of our roots as well. It holds for us personally the essence of Cancer, because wherever our moon sign is and our fourth house together, look at them together, it holds those pieces of our heritage. It's what our chart is feeding on to support itself. So our moon sign comes before our sun because we get it when we're still in the womb creating these roots for ourselves. Because, you know, a plant grows in the dark just like a baby grows in a womb, and the crab grows in its shell, and then it comes out and it sees the sun. So we grow in the dark with our moon sign first, and then we come out, we're born, and we get our sun sign because we see the sun. We come to life. In a way, we kind of choose it. We kind of choose our moon. Yes, we soak it up from our mother, we get it from her, But I mean, if you really want to break it down, there are 12 archetypes that we could choose to have our root fall into, but we only choose one. So there's a reason why you have your moon sign in the sign that you have it in. It's just interesting to look at it and consider it from that perspective, because our moon sign and our fourth house become our own personal roots, and it's a place that we can go to in our charts, our moon and our fourth house, because it is the deepest, most intimate side to ourselves. It's what keeps us connected to ourselves and who we are, because it's not only us, but it is what has been passed down to us. Lastly, another way that you could look at this is if you look at a tree, like the inside of a tree, people who study like plants, I mean, what are those people called? Botanists? I don't know. But people who study plants and stuff like that, if you look at the inside of a tree, like if you just Google an image like the inside of a tree, it's like all those lines, those circles. And people who study this, they can tell how old a tree is, what it's been through, based on all these little lines. And the thing with a tree is that the layers of the bark of a tree exist to support the other layers of the tree. So if you take one piece out, the tree is dead. So I think that that is a good representation of what Adler's family constellation could look like, is like that, and also, you know, like that pyramid of all the families going down, but also like your moon sign, like the inside, think of it as like the inside of a tree, the center of the tree, and then everything around, all the things that tell you what the tree has been through, what your moon sign has been through, why you got it in the first place. And if you were to change anything at all, any part of that tree, any part of everything surrounding your own root, your moon sign, it might have influenced you to have a different moon sign. So it's just interesting to think about it in that sense. I hope you found this video interesting. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.